Hello and welcome back to Hand of Fate Part 5. Let's see what we can do. We've unlocked some new zones this time. Although we may go ahead and just finish out the previous one.
I have made many changes. My game is much improved. Let us play.
Alright, so we've unlocked 3 new zones. But I think maybe we'll continue on with the main one. Thieves have stolen a relic from the Emperor's palace. The Empire are looking to hire adventurers to help recover this and other items. So, we'll need to use map reveal. We've got thieves. And we need food. Alright, so that should make my decision of what I pick as my supplies fairly obvious. So we can either get bonus dice or respin of the wheel. A melee fighter versus ranged. I say we keep going with the trickster for now, simply because we've done so much on his storyline that I'd like to finish it out. Although it looks like actually I can choose both of them. Nope. Okay, so you can't. So that answers that question then. And I can only have 1 platinum card so far. Okay. Good to know. Alright, let's go back through and look for all of our cards. We've got a couple extra spots. Take a look. The watchtower sounds like something that might be useful. Probably will reveal more space. Let's see here. I think we'll choose that one this time. Take a helmet. Actually, let's take the Reno food, given what we were told that this challenge might entail. I think maybe 3 weapons is too many. We'll keep it. It'll be alright. Alright, so we've gotten our map filled. Let's get started.
These foes I place before you, these rules, I do not know truly if they will train you for the challenges that Calus will place in your way. Of course, we know how this part of the story ends. The Emperor is merely the face on the throne. Behind him, the usurper pulls the strings. The one who sits upon the throne of life and death has a great influence upon the world. Their very soul permeates the lands and fills the hearts of the people.
The shrill voice of the town crier rings out across the market square. The Emperor himself seeks Adventurers Guild members. Urgent expedition, vital to the safety of the Empire. You spot a crowd of travelers, weighed down with weapons and tools, lingering nearby. The Empire is offering a reward just to set off on the expedition, even more if we make it back. That's how desperate they are for help. The dealer adds a gold counter to the map. Oh yes, okay, I see it. So we will now get gold for coming to this square.
The Empire does not ask for much, but in the end, they take everything.
Alright, so we've arrived at the palace. On arriving at the gates of the royal palace, an armed escort leads you directly to the Emperor's chambers. The Emperor remains still and silent as his chief council lays out the expedition. Few relics from the last age still endure in this world. We had one in this very room until last night. She gestures to an empty pedestal. Not only must you reclaim the stolen symbol of our power, we ask that you gather its 3 sibling relics. So we need to find 4 relics and deliver them back. Well, let's ask who stole things. The evidence suggests a thief. They seized on a weak spot in our guard schedule. There are many treasures in the palace. It is curious that this is all they stole. Well, that's because they knew what they were doing. Let's examine it. An ornate pillow sits atop a stone pillar. In the dust, you make out the shape of a jagged blade. It was a ceremonial sword. It sat for decades under our protection. We're not protecting it, you understand. We're protecting those who would try to possess it. The blade is cursed. Its venom strikes both wielder and foe in equal measure. Alright. Hold, adventurer. It took skilled and dangerous thieves to steal the artifact. We need to assure you'll be safe out there. See our training officer on the way out. So we have to fight to prove that we're worthy.
A keen eye will notice that themes repeat themselves. Events too. The wheel ever turns.
You are greeted by Captain Estrella Fiora. Thieves are cowards at heart. They will dodge your heaviest attacks just as they dodge their civic duty. A swift blade is best to defeat them. Here, try these out. Looks like I'm gonna get a new weapon type. They've never had these in the game before. Dual-wield weapons are effective against fast enemies like thieves, but are weak against armored enemies like the Empire. Cutthroat blades.
I never understood the duel. If you're at war, use every tool at your disposal. If not, let things lie.
Alright. Looks like they get stronger the more times you tag someone. Oh, wow.
Still, you find yourself hunting relics. Do you not wonder why or what they may do?
This is quite a board. Your quest takes you far away from the city. Vast wildlands stretch out before you. Your companion reminds you of the Emperor's mission. One relic was stolen by brazen thieves. Another is in the clutches of a shady merchant. One is enshrined in a tiny northern village. As for the last, Malakith shrugs, who knows? And once again, we're trying to find 4 relics and deliver them back. And it looks like we're probably heading for these tiles.
Even peace hides steel within.
The wilds are home to many rebel, criminal, and beast. Alright, it looks like this is not the fight for using those. Oh boy. We'll use the heavy axe though, given that we're facing... Does that actually save? Yes, okay, it did. Alright. So we've got some interesting opponents here. Considering it looks like we've got both the Blight and a Empire. Well, probably a Renegade. Musketeer. Deadly at a distance. Only the most skilled are recruited into musketry. Musketeers fire heavy attacks. Defend with a shield, else evade for your life.
I'll have you know my friend is your father.
Well, I don't have a shield, so... Guess we'll have to make do without that. Alright, one guy dead. Looks like we can actually revive him. I missed the guys who take damage while doing special attacks, but take that time. Okay. Not the cleanest fight, that's for sure. But it works. With the battle resolved, you scavenge what you can from the remains. You gain 4 fame. 1 equipment out of 2. Optionally discard any non-food gain card to receive 2 food. Oops, I wasn't
So
actually trying
much
to pick that,
magic
but that's
comes
okay.
down to simple needs in the end, don't you find?
We'll take the gold for now.
Yet inattention leads to disaster. Not every inch of the wilderness is peaceful.
You pluck some juicy wild berries from a thorn-covered thicket. The realization they are poisonous arrives far too late. Ouch. Well, that was not fun.
A moment of peace on your travels. Savor it.
The wilds are welcoming, their bounty plentiful. You feel soothed and reinvigorated by your exploration. That's better. No, I need the health. For sure. Although next time I get something, I will probably need to go for food. Alright. And now we need to change weapons once again. Let's try out these dual weapons. Cutthroat blades. A lovely pair of fine blades, fit for the finest gentleman. Well sharpened, well cared for, and deadly. There we go. One down. They're definitely quick. Ooh, that was a unique thing. Oh, those actually worked quite nicely. I'm not gonna lie. Pleasantly surprised. Quick blades are usually more something I'm fond of anyway. Alright, with the battle resolved, you scavenge what you can. Choose one from two. No, we're gonna continue. I'll take the armory. What does this card do? Weaken block. So we can bash to reveal armor. Map reveal after every encounter. Reveal one random encounter card. I think we'll take it. I could use the revealing.
Hardly elegant, but possibly effective.
And hey, I get some supplies. The wilds are treacherous and sometimes harmful. And once again, we've been poisoned. Ouch. The open wilds. The wilds are welcoming, their bounty plentiful. You feel soothed and reinvigorated. Nice. 20 life helps restore us a little bit to what we needed before. And while traversing a dangerous cliff face, you slip and lose your footing. Though relatively unharmed, the same cannot be said for the traveler's pack that broke your fall. Oh man. Darn. That was very bad. And then once again, their bounty is plentiful. This time, I think I'm actually going to take the food.
Wealth through exploration.
Ah, here we go.
We have many lands to discover, you and I. If you cannot make use of this, I will question your skills.
A traveling cartographer in the process of making the first full map of the Empire wishes to pay you gold for information on areas you've seen in your recent travels. I need not know every stream or stone that lies from here to the capital. I'm sure whatever knowledge you can provide will be of some worth. There are 9 revealed encounters on the map. Accept 18 gold as payment for your information or return later. Let's return later. Come back soon, he calls as you leave to pursue your quest.
I have little sense of trust for wandering merchants. True bargains are rarely found with those who are unwilling to wait around for their customers to test their wares.
You find the traveling salesman wandering the wilds. Well, we can't afford to buy outright buy it, so we can either threaten to take it or negotiate. Let's try negotiating first. If you win, the price will be reduced by the total of the dice. If you lose, he may refuse to sell. Let's haggle.
back to the bones. I hope you have
That
learned
seems
to
like
be
a
their
good roll.
master.
Well, of course, you only need a target roll of 5. Got some rare things on sale. The relic price has been reduced by 16. So we can now buy the relic and we'll lose 24 gold. Yeah, that seems like reasonable. I've only ever seen this much coin in my dreams. The merchant seems pleased with the sale. We've recovered the first relic. And we've been cursed. Lose 1 blessing after every comment in which you used a weapon ability. Wow, that's awesome. The relic is cursed, Maleklips explains. Who would want to steal such a thing in the first place? Well, that's fun to know. The wilds are treacherous and harmful. And they're poisonous. Hey, only 5 life this time. That's not quite so bad. Treacherous and harmful. And once again, more poison. Man, this map is just poison, 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 poison.
There is little I can say that will stop an adventurer pilfering ancient artifacts.
The village of Durnich is unremarkable save for a tiny near-forgotten shrine. Here you find another relic resting on a dusty altar. An old woman greets you. I see you are interested in our relic. Local legends tell of a time when a great hero will come to claim it. Until then, it remains here under our watch. I wonder what happens if I claim to be the hero. The woman scoffs. You are not the hero we were promised, though I do sense greatness within you, a spark of nobility. Return to us when your soul burns brightly. Okay, so I have to have 15 fame. So let's leave it for now.
It is not one game now, but a score.
And try to get more fame.
Each with its own nuance and delicate approach.
Alright, and here we go. We get a chance to get a little fame, I think. We need to wrestle once again. Each visit we will only wrestle one opponent, and we can advance. Sadly, last time we got reset back to the beginning of this card. It levels up each time you do it, but if you fail, you go all the way back to the beginning, and we're back to the beginning. So once again, we are fighting the halfling from a traveling troupe of acrobats. We only need a roll of 10, and somehow we have managed to get a roll of 9. None of the dice are above 4, so let's just re-roll them all. And success.
Well done. You continue to impress.
Roland is no match for your strength. He gives a disappointed backflip off the table and collects his meager winnings, then cartwheels out the door. Alright, 2 more fame gained. I would like gold, but I really need more food, so we're going to take the extra 2 food. And next time we'll get to repeat for a larger prize.
Now we see how this
the cure.
tale ends.
Maleklips' condition worsens on your journey back to the underneath. He must often work for rest, and his usual chatty lute playing is replaced by somber silence. Finally, you arrive at the familiar stone entrance by the lake. But the doorway is open, and the bespectacled ogre is lying in a pool of his own blue blood. The ogre wheezes, "Get away." Okay. Skulls. I don't think we've seen skulls before. I kind of assume it's some kind of undead, but I don't actually know because we've already got the blight. Ah, nope, undead. Alright, called it quite correct. The returned. Raised from endless sleep to fight once more. Skeletons are weak, but come armed with an assortment of equipment, making preparations for combat challenging. Vulnerable to holy. Well, I don't have holy. Okay, they are very weak though. Although they do appear to be able to come back on occasion. But still, easy enough fight. They don't take much damage, that's for sure. They do seem to have a chance of regenerating, which is annoying, but not bad. Well done, a robed woman draped in bone charms rounds the corner. A necromancer. You must be Maleklips, and you his mercenary companion. I was warned about you. She bows mockingly. Have you come to stop me from ending the lives of the little rats who scurry in this sinkhole? Let's ask who sent her instead of demand. Why, the Empire, of course. The necromancer steps closer, fiddling with her bone amulets. You really think you could waltz into an Empire fort and steal those precious mage children away without them noticing? There's an enticingly high price on your heads, and a high price on mage heads in general. Once I've taken yours, I'll descend into the underneath and collect every last one. Let's the mentor know who she is, I guess. She laughs, a chilling, hollow sound. By many accounts, I am nobody. Merely a killer for hire. Alright, let's ask her why she wants to kill everyone. Can you not feel the winds of time changing, Malaclypse of the Vale? The seers whisper of it. I have no intention of being on the wrong side of history. Do you? Malaclypse grimaces. You are on the wrong side of history, sister. The necromancer smiles. History is penned by the victors, Hedgemaid. Now that is a very true statement right there. Now, she readies her staff. The Emperor did not gift me lizard-man bone dust to waste my time up here while I could be down there spilling mage blood. The necromancer raises her arms, and the undead crawl out of the earth to surround. Alright, so this one will be a little more complicated because not only do we have to kill the same number of undead, but now we have to kill the death mage as well. Or maybe more undead, apparently. Death mage. The death mage revels in this land, tipping ever more into chaos. Use bash to break through their gruesome armor. Oh, holy smokes. How many skeletons is that? This is ridiculous. I can barely even see what I'm doing here. Good thing they don't take much damage to kill. So many of them. It would be very helpful if they would quit coming back to life. Okay, it appears she can't do anything while the armor is around her. Which means that by killing off all the other people, I made this fight a lot easier. Oh, well, she was stunned to death. Okay, so we're better off if we just kill all of them first before we try to break through the armor. Okay. That's annoying, but you can't really stop. And this might kill her, and it does. Alright. A little bit of a tough fight. So many enemies. So many. But success. Suddenly, Malaclypse doubles over in pain, clutching his arm. Ira! The cure! You carry Malaclypse through the stone entrance into the underneath. He coughs blood onto his collar. A few steps into the tunnel, you meet Ira. She takes one glance at his face and immediately understands. Malaclypse is pale as a sheet and his eyes are bloodshot. Ira, please, the potion. She weeps. Oh, Mal, I have lied to you. Malaclypse stares in horror, blood leaking from his mouth. What? What are you saying? She raises a hand and cups his face with the tenderness of a lover. The only cure is removal. The whole limb is infected, Mal. It has to go. Malaclypse begins to sweat through his surcoat. He tears at the bindings of his sleeve to reveal the infection spreading up his arm. Glowing green pustules encrust his hand and wrist. The extent of his affliction now gruesomely apparent, he gives a strangled sigh and promptly passes out. Ira unsheaths the curved silver dagger from his belt and hands it to you. We don't have much time. I must fetch a blood-binding potion or he will simply beat to death. Do not falter. If the corruption spreads to his neck, then he is lost. Then Ira hurries down into the underneath. You must remove the infected limb for him. The corruption is creeping quickly past his elbow. Okay.
The pendulum is ever changing,
This
and
is
the
gonna be
challenges
tough.
it presents change too.
Ha! We got it.
Breathe.
Boy, that was
You
tough.
have done well.
The surgical dagger is impossibly sharp. It cuts cleanly through Malekith's arm, through tendon, muscle, and bone. Still, your friend does not move. You feel sick to your stomach as you desperately try to staunch the bleeding. At last, Ira arrives, potion in hand. Some days later, Malekith comes to. He stares at the empty healing vials and jars of curative salves that surround his sick bed, and rasps for a flagon of wine. When he is well enough, through sorceries and blood magics you don't quite understand, Malekith is gifted with a new arm. It glows bright green and is smooth and transparent like glass. Malekith flexes his new limb with a sad look on his face. Thank the gods the Empire isn't hunting mages right now, or this would be quite the beacon indeed. Yeah, bright green arm glowing that's transparent. Probably a pretty good beacon. After a few more days, fully supplied with wine and the disgusting caveberry cakes ubiquitous in the underneath, you both trudge up the tunnel to the surface. Malekith is silent as you walk. Malekith flexes his new glowing limb. It feels stiff and tingles painfully. He grimaces. I made a terrible mistake. It was a plan concocted by a few desperate ones to stop the Empire from calling all of us, but it backfired horribly. Those who didn't die were infected and... He stops himself from telling you something and pats you on the back instead. When you're older, I'll tell you the rest of the story. Let's ask about the Empire. If it is true that the Emperor himself is consorting with mages to cull mages, then that is a rather flawed and terrifying plan. It may be all codswallop, though. Necromancers are known to harbor big heads, unlike the smaller, more humble heads of regular mages like me. Yes, he's very humble. I could have died. It's a funny thing to think about. Malekith runs his new hand across the surface of a powerful spellbook, a parting gift from Ira. I suppose, since it will be difficult to hide this beacon attached to my body, I'll have to abandon the barred disguise. A thought crosses his mind suddenly. Except in taverns. Have you ever seen a maid successfully woo a pretty barmaid? I haven't.
A reward well earned.
I suspect that will change how he works a little. Alright, we now have our fame. We should be able to claim that we are the hero. The woman examines you for a moment before falling to her knees in prayer. You have arrived, just as foretold. Our savior. It's probably freaking cursed. It is cursed. I really should stop picking these items up. All-wheel gambits rotate in the reverse direction. Interesting. There are far worse things that could have been, to be certain. Another cursed relic, Malekith exclaims. This was not part of our deal with the Empire. Alright, the wilds are welcoming, their bounty plentiful. A delightful aroma leads you to a troop of hardy mortals. You use them to prepare a nourishing meal. 10 max life. Nope, I gotta keep it. Gotta keep a max life card. Can't throw that one away for supplies. I do need supplies, but not that badly. The
Do
Winter
what you
Solstice
can
card.
to find more food.
On the longest night of winter, the townsfolk of Stygal set up around a huge bonfire to celebrate the victory of light over darkness. The one night the Empire turns a blind eye to the outlawed use of magic. You join a group of peasants close to the fire. Taking a sip, the woman beside you offers you a goblet. You politely accept the pungent potion and take a quick swig. Warmth rushes through your body and you fall into a deep, hypnotic trance as you stare into the dancing flames. You wake to find yourself in a stable nestled amongst a herd of cows. On your way out, you spot a few unconscious Empire guards huddled together outside the stable. We didn't have any blessing cards, so apparently whatever that does is based on blessings. Walking through a shady forest, we encounter a frail old maid. She stops to greet you. For centuries, I have helped the mortals who find themselves lost in my forest. Is there anything that may help you with your journey? I almost always ask for longer life, but in this one case, since I have exactly one supply left, I think I should ask for supplies. This should sustain you for a few days, she says, squinting at you with tired eyes. 7 food. Awesome. Alright. Let's go check out this card in the corner. The Dangerous Wilds. What am I using again as a weapon here? Oh, the cutthroat blades. Actually, I think the cutthroat blades are just fine. I think we'll keep that. Although it might make it a little difficult to kill the Terror Blight. But we'll kill the trappers first, then the Terror Blight. definitely a little slow on the attack there, but that's okay, it worked. With this battle resolved, you can scavenge what you need from the remains. We gain 4 more fame. Gain plus 10 fame until you lose any gambit. Then discard this card. Okay. Gain, reveal 3 encounters. Yeah, we'll do it. The Watchtower, Dangerous Wilds, and the Burning Building. Okay. The Burning Building might be a little scary to do in this particular situation, considering health seems to have been a bit of an issue. Dangerous Wilds. Alright, so this time, we probably don't want to use the cut-through blades. So we're going to switch back to the axe, considering we are going up against the Empire. But yeah, I haven't gotten like any kind
I'm
of
no
decent
happier to
weapons.
be here than
Alright. There we go. Now that those guys are done. And easy peasy. The Terrorblights are definitely easier to kill than a lot of the other enemies. You just gotta bash them a bunch of times in a row. With this battle resolved, you scavenge what you can from the remains. 5 max life or food. We gotta go with the 5 max life. I love max life. Gain, reveal 5 encounters. Alright. This should reveal most of the rest of the board. Okay. Cool. 15 gold. Well, we could use the gold to go to the Temple Prayers, but we probably don't need it. However, since we've just revealed almost the entirety of the map, we may not need a whole lot of extra food. So let's go ahead and just keep the money for now. You never know when you might need a little bit.
One more relic is within your grasp. Who hired these thieves?
All right.
That is the true question.
The thieves' erratic movement crosses right into your path. You catch them frantically loading the relic onto a horse and cart. Just hold them off a couple minutes while we ready the horses. Alright, and then we switch back to the cut-through blades. There's 8 thieves. That is a lot of thieves, and I'm not super healthy, but we'll make this work.
I hope this works.
Wow, man, now we're pushing down past this fight. Okay, that's interesting. I guess if you kill half of them, then the other half are probably going to run away. The distant sons of horses alert you to a carriage disappearing over the horizon. They'll never catch them now. The relic escapes into the wilds. Okay, yeah, so. Okay. Oh, I can camp. I actually forgot about that. Let's see here. Let's go to the Temple Prayers and make a donation. Deft Eye. Slower spin of the wheel. 4 food after every dice banquet. Let's go with the thing that gives me life, because that seems to be the thing I'm most in need of at the moment. And I should be able to actually use it right now.
Can you claim this token?
Actually, let's go ahead and try to find the last zone.
An opportunity to
watchtower.
better understand these lands, perhaps.
On the edge of the empire, far from the capital, sits a lonely watchtower. You approach with caution, knowing that few travelers are allowed near. Halt! Calls the soldier as you approach the tower. None may cross the border from the northern lands into the empire. Let's offer them some gold. The soldiers are desperate. For only a few coins, they will invite you to climb the tower and survey the countryside before crossing the border. You hand over some coins and climb the tower. Look to the east and the west, north and south. Of course, I already knew everything east, south, north, and west. Let's take a look at this new card. Treacherous Wilds. Oh no, I'm gonna lose another piece of... Oh, I lost all my food. Well, that's just tragic. Alright. This is gonna hurt. Let's, since we've revealed everything, let's relate all the information. The cartographer listens intently as you relate what you can. Remember of the neighboring areas. I need to discard that for food, as crazy as that is. He is thoroughly impressed with the knowledge he's gained from your travels. Alright. Now it's just a matter of going and trying to catch this. Okay. Once again, we've got to try to do this, and apparently we need to do it faster this time. Last time we did not kill them fast enough, it seems. Oh boy, can't take another hit. Oh, and they got me. Sad day. Oof, there's a lot of poison and whatnot in this area. Very difficult.
Little. It has ended this, however.
However, we'll still get ourselves a token. We did manage to save him from the corruption, which means we now have the powerful magician card. And in addition, we greatly helped the cartographer, so we get a dual card.
Not this time.
Alright, well, we have a better idea of what to expect for our next time we try this mission. Very tough mission, that one. And that will bring us to the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed watching it. Next time we'll try to tackle this again and see if we can't do a little bit better.